We joined Leaf right at the start. I knew Caroline Drummond very well and have tremendous admiration for Caroline. While I was involved with setting up the assurance schemes, she was actually getting Leaf going, and I was clear from the start that the opportunity to have a practical way in which we could encourage the farming community to get involved with the environment alongside commercial farming was a very important process. And so that's why we've been right behind it from the start.
I read about it in the press and thought it was the way farming should be going. And I think Caroline Drummond came to see me and convinced me it was the right thing to do, I imagine. It's a long while ago now. It does what it says on the tin, I think. It combines practical commercial farming and still looking after the environment.
Welcome to Worth Farms. We're one of a number of leaf demonstration farms based all around the country. So here in Holbeach Marsh, we're the sort of go-to place for any public engagement. Members of the public want to come and have a look around a working farm to see how we're interacting with the environment and everything else around us to grow the best crops that we can while still caring for the environment. We're doing a number of things on the farm. We're capturing rainwater to use that to irrigate our potato crops. We've got an AD plant on site.
The AD plant itself, that big tank there is basically a big concrete cow. So it's got bacteria in there that is breaking down the organic matter, making methane. We feed it with a base of maize. It takes about 30,000 tonnes a year, about 10,000 tonnes of maize and rye, 10,000 tonnes of potatoes, mainly peel waste from our factory, which is over there, and the other 10,000 tonnes is vegetable waste.
It's feeding the factory with electricity, and then we're getting a fertiliser back that we're putting back onto the land to grow the crops to feed the plant for the next year. So it's a self-contained sort of cycle of nutrition and electricity. Bits of the farm that we can't crop, we're putting down to pollen and nectar, wild birdseed mixes, just to encourage that bit of wildlife to come onto the farm. Open Farm Sunday we've taken part in a couple of times. We share that around with a couple of other leaf farmers in the area, and we take it in turns so the public gets to go on a different farm each year, and the kids really seem to love it.
We've got some crops here we're going, showing a bit of what we're doing. Maris pie potatoes, Charlotte salad potatoes, some red onions and some brown onions, and we're looking today at how we're establishing an irrigation system on the farm, abstracting winter water and storing it to aid the production of these vegetable crops. A lot of what we do is about rotation and the mix of cropping. We also have a network of seed banks through the farm, and then we join those up with hedges and grass strips and margins to help the likes of grey partridges nest and move around the farm. We have a lot of marsh harriers which use again these margins to nest. We've got a good breeding group of both herons and egrets in a wood up there on the farm, and again I think on the farm the scale you actually get a lot of peace and quiet. You know, these animals don't, or these birds and animals don't get disturbed a great deal. We tend to come and go quite quietly, and they get on with living around us.
We've been a leaf market farm here at Monmouth House for nearly 14 years. We're growing beetroot. There's all the leaf marked beetroot. You've got the Pablo, the red variety. You've got the golden variety and the Choggia, the candy variety. Potatoes, wheat, mustard, sugar beet and vining peas. All of those crops go to either household markets or the retailers.
We got a wind turbine, and then we got 3 solar arrays. We've got about 850 square metres of solar panels on roofs. And the wind actually is fairly constant year round here. We're so close to the sea, we're quite an exposed site. So we're about 70% self-efficient. We would be about 100%, but we don't produce it at the same time as when we need it all. And then when we put the wind turbine up, I knew that we were going to be doing a reservoir, so I had it all wired in and ready. And so that turbine actually uses the power from that to run the electric pumps to pump the water into the reservoir and then back out of it.
We're Naylor Flowers, a leaf mark farm in Malton-Seas End in Lincolnshire, and we specialise in growing British flowers for supermarkets. And we grow a range of flowers that start in January with daffodils and go all the way through delphiniums, peonies, alliums, sweet williams, sunflowers, gladioli, even to ornamental brassica in November. So it's almost a 12-month of the year business.